Hello, and thanks for joining us for this video case tip. I'm Bryn McBride of ABC for Health, asking the question, can EBD Medicaid be applied to kids? Before we answer that question, we do have some resources you can visit by clicking on that information button. And we also want to back up. Before we answer that question, let's refresh our memory of what EBD is. EBD is an acronym, Elderly, Blind, and Disabled Medicaid. It's Wisconsin's Medicaid program that's apart from BadgerCare Plus. It's Title 19 Medicaid money coming in from the feds applied to Wisconsin's elderly, disabled, or blind populations. It's a state federal program, provides health coverage for Wisconsin residents, and we know it, like I said, as Title 19 or medical assistance or Medicaid as a program that is differently administered than the BadgerCare Plus program. And we have separate video case tips on BadgerCare Plus. The question that comes up from time to time is most people think of Medicaid in Wisconsin as being for adults that might be very low income and have disabling conditions, and BadgerCare Plus as being for kids and parents and some childless adults. But can you apply EBD Medicaid to children? And the answer is yes. And we even get a couple hints. If you weren't sure, if you just read the Medicaid Handbook, the hints would be right there in plain sight. First of all, there's a whole section. Chapter 1.1 deals with disabled minors. Now, the handbook is not using people first language here. It's not children with disabilities. They're using the term disabled minors. This is a section of the handbook, though, that is going to direct you to a blind or disabled minor. This is their language, or dependent 18-year-old can have his or her Medicaid eligibility determined using special Medicaid procedures, and then they spell out what those procedures are. So that answers the question for us right in the handbook. We also get another hint, though. Even if you weren't 100% sold that this was for kids, they even tell you how to calculate income for a child on EBD Medicaid. So right there, we've got our answer. Yes, they use special procedures to calculate eligibility for children when you're looking at EBD Medicaid, and here's how you count their income. It's actually a quite interesting way of calculating income. They're deeming parental income to this minor with disabilities. You create a fiscal group of 1 for the child, and then the eligible child in this section will have to have a disability determination or have a verification of blindness, and you proceed with the application. Why would you choose EBD Medicaid over BadgerCare Plus for a child? And that's where sometimes you have to do a little determining of which program might be best. In a lot of ways, they're very similar. But think of the situation where a child might not be eligible for BadgerCare Plus. Maybe the parent does not want BadgerCare Plus for the child. Maybe they have a disability determination, but the listing of covered services under EBD Medicaid might be just different enough than BadgerCare Plus covered services that it might be worth considering. Eligibility criteria, such as some of the immigrant eligibility criteria, might be just a little bit different. Also, and this is the big one, if you were to run them side by side, maybe it's someone that might have to meet a deductible to be eligible. Maybe that's a little bit lower with the EBD calculation because they use deemed income for a child instead of household income like BadgerCare Plus might be. That's a math calculation where it might make EBD Medicaid a little bit more attractive for a child where they might not have as many medical bills to offset the income calculation to bring down their income a little bit. That's getting a little bit deep in the weeds, but if you're someone that does a lot of these applications and you're running into someone that might not meet eligibility for BadgerCare Plus because of income, take a look at EBD Medicaid and that deemed income that you could use then to calculate a deductible and see if they're then eligible for EBD Medicaid. You can also give us a call. We can talk through that with you. Sticky spots. There are a couple. In our experience, a lot of income maintenance consortia really struggle with processing an EBD application for kids. For some reason, they're just going through the BadgerCare Plus application motions instead of kicking it over to EBD Medicaid consideration. Again, what I was just saying about getting a little bit deep in the weeds, these income calculations can sometimes be hard. That you're certainly welcome to call us and we can talk through this with you when you're getting to that point. Finally, not necessarily a sticky spot, but a really good one to remember is that verifications are important. Because there is a disability standard here, not like BadgerCare Plus, you're going to need a verification of that, a disability determination and proof of blindness if that is the condition that you're working with. There are some things you can read. The Medicaid Handbook deals with this. I pointed out 2 sections before, but you can look through some of those sections about income, deeming income, and what it's like to have a child with disabilities under the age of 19. income maintenance consortia around the state. I put this link in here. If you are considering applying for BadgerCare Plus or EBD Medicaid, you can follow the same 4 application methods. You can call your county consortia, you can do the application over the phone, you can do it on paper, you can do it online, and you can walk in and do it right in person. So the same applies. So I put the contact information for those consortium. They can help you with that Medicaid application. If you like this, have questions, send us a note at healthwatchwisconsin.org, or if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and like this video, share it, or subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.